I just cancel this in a Purview portal. I go to my solutions. I go to my data loss preventions. I'll go to my policies. Create a policy, for an example. I choose custom policy. Next, I would say SharePoint sit. So I'm basically looking for a sit on SharePoint. So when I talk about the scope or the locations, it's basically on multiple locations. When we started this journey, it was a limited location. So I'll just uncheck all the other location and choose SharePoint and OneDrive. I would say next. I create a rule. Now I need to define my rules in terms of the condition and the action and the enforcement. I would say next. I would say SharePoint 2. I'll add a condition that says I'm looking for either a sensitive info type, either a sensitivity labels, either a retention labels, or either a trainable classifiers. Then I would say, okay, let's go. I look for a sensitivity type or sensitivity label. If a document is classified as confidential, let's say for an example, and I will add more. If the document also contains credit card information, for an example, I'll just choose the set. Any of these or all of these, I select all of these. So my condition is I really want to have both, or I can say no, any one of these. For this one, for this demo, I say any one of this, even if the document would have both together or individual, the confidential label or a credit card information as a set. Now, what is the condition? So we have, these are the conditions what you can choose from. Contains, which I've shown you, whether it's a retention label you're looking for, sensitive information looking for, or a label looking for. You can also say whether the content is shared inside or outside the organization, and then you can have a lot of document properties and file extension where you can apply the rule. So this is created. So this is something I'm looking for. This is my condition. Once this condition is found, I can apply the action. Now, what is the action? I need to make sure I will block everyone accessing this file. So when I say everyone, I think the site admin, the last modifier, and the site owner would have access to the content. But apart from that, everyone will lose the access on the content. I would say save. You can also have policy tip. That's the inbuilt policy tip, and also the custom policy tip. I would say next. Now, we want to run this in a simulation mode just for the admin perspective, or do you want to turn this on? I say turn this on. I say next, and I am done with this. So that means I'm finished. I won't submit because I do have a similar policy, but I'm going to show you the end user experience out of it. Now, let's say I do have a document, might be on my OneDrive, which has been blocked by the policy, the same policy what I have created. Now, as an end user, if I go, I will find, so if I go to my files, so I have this red icon saying that this is a credit card information which has been blocked. And if I hover my mouse here, this is showing me the policy tip as well. So it's like contains sensitive information. So if I hover my mouse here and go to details of the file, so now only the owner, the last modifier, and the site admin would be able to access it. I say view policy tip, and then it says it contains the credit card information. Item contains the following sensitive information type, credit card number. So this is like more about, you can have the default policy tip, or you can have the custom policy tip as well. So basically now nobody would have access to this content apart from those three users, because you have constructed a rule stating if the system will find a sensitive info type and also a credit, let's say sensitivity label, then nobody would have access. Even the internal audience would not have access, and nobody would be able to share this content. So that's what data loss prevention will do to the content setting into your SharePoint. This is more non-persistent, but if I download this content locally, I would still be able to share that from an email, for an example. And to control that, we need to have the persistent information protection, which is in terms of sensitivity label. Apply the label directly onto a content, and then make sure you have a persistent data protection or encryption. Even if the document is going outside the organization, you are quite protected.